The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm here with my husband, fellow realtor, Pat Devaney.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
How was your morning?
It was great.
All right.
It was good.
Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
We're here today with Nicole Clark, realtor with Century 21 Jack Ruddy, and James Caceres, also realtor with Century 21 Jack Ruddy. These two are our top producers for 2023. Nicole came in number one, selling $5 million in production. James sold $5 million in 2022 and $3.6 million in 2023.
Yeah. Can you give me some? Can we add like applause or anything for that?
Thank you.
We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we talk real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many exceptional realtors who've been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for over 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com, or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab, because we got the webcam up on the roof. You can get a view of Dunmore Corners and see what's going on.
Look us up on social media, view our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com. And remember that all our radio shows are featured on podcasts, and all the podcast apps are on jruddy.com.
And they go back for years.
Years.
That's what I said. I said years. I think they're making fun of the way I talk. I could be wrong.
Okay, Nicole Clark, James Caceres, realtors with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, our top producers for 2023. Let's talk about who you are, how long you've been doing real estate, where you have a tendency to focus your abilities on, whether it's with buyers, sellers, both, what areas. Okay. James, let's start with you.
Okay.
James, tell us about you, your history in real estate, how long you've been practicing, and where you like to focus your attention.
Okay. Good morning, first of all. So my name is James Caceres. I got into real estate in 2021, got my license in August, came on board with Century 21 Jack Ruddy in October. Now, I've been working mostly with first-time homeowners, first-time buyers. And I come from, I grew up in Brooklyn and never had any sales experience at all. So coming into real estate, it was something that I always wanted to do, always wanted to, I guess, like, try, and see, what could become of it. I always hesitated because speaking to other people, I would always hear, like, you only get paid on commissions. So that set me, like, back from taking that step and moving forward with it. But it wasn't until 2021 when I got into a truck accident and got hurt that I decided, you know what, let me take this step, let me take this time to go ahead and see, if I can get my license, see if I can get into real estate and how well do I do with it. And as Jackie knows, the first couple of months, it was very difficult for me to the point where I wanted to stop. And I feel like maybe a lot of agents that experience that, I'd like to tell them, like, don't give up, I was at a point where I wanted to get another job. I didn't want to do this anymore. And little by little, it started picking up. And it just kept on and kept on, kept getting more clients, more buyers. And from that one buyer, they would spread the word, and 2 or 3 other clients would call me. And I just kept on. And, it's something now where I can't stop. I love this. And, I love what I do, and I want to keep doing it.
You've accomplished a lot in a little time. I think out of the 30 years I'm doing it, you are the only person that ever realized the success, the tremendous success in that first year. And it was because you didn't give up. But also you realized the support that you had at the office that you chose.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's sometimes why others can't or don't succeed, is they don't have that support. But, you didn't have a sales background, but you did have a background in caregiving.
Yes.
And you're naturally helpful. You want to help people. And so that's perfect for the real estate business. And I do believe you were born to do real estate.
Thank you.
Nicole.
And you put the time in, James.
Yeah,
I mean, you
absolutely.
showed up. And
Yeah.
you say, habla español?
See?
Bilingual, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you're from Brooklyn, so I think you're okay.
Oh, it's
You
my
don't
turn?
have an accent, though.
Not at all.
No. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I do speak Spanish. I love working with people. Like Jackie says, we do have a great support system. And that's what I love. Like coming to the office, it's like family, Any questions you have, anything you need, there's always someone there to help you.
Nicole, let's hear about you. Your history in real estate, how long you've been doing it, what you like to do, what's your favorite part of real estate?
I've been in real estate for 10 years this April. My favorite is to list properties.
So you like to work with sellers?
Yes.
Okay. And you have had much success. You too are born to do real estate. It comes natural for you. And it's, dealing with people. That's the key. And there's all different types of personalities out there, but being helpful and helping people get to that closing table is one of your true gifts and talents in life.
Yeah.
Okay. So, part of what I want to talk about, with you two is your success, and you have now a captive audience, and you're not sitting in front of somebody, whether it's a buyer or seller. So what is it that you want people to know, whether they're looking to sell a house or to buy a house? What would you tell them that maybe when you're in front of them, you're not so sure if you could be so blunt and direct?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
but let's share some thoughts here.
So like when I'm working with a buyer, I always try to, first I have a conversation with them and try to see what it is that they're looking for, which areas they're interested in, what their budget is, more or less what they're looking to pay, like as far as mortgage wise. And then when we go out and start looking at properties, the way I do things with buyers, I sort of take the approach where it would be like if I was purchasing the home for myself or working with someone like a family member or something. So if I walk into a house and I see that the house has flaws, it needs work, it needs this and that, I try to tell the buyers, whether they're first-time home buyers or they purchased before, like this house, I don't think this is the right house for you, And I try to like point out things that they would have to fix, what the process is with purchasing a home, what the steps are and things like that in order to get to the closing table. I work more with buyers than sellers, but I don't know. What do you think, Nicole?
Well, as far as selling your house, just having it prepared and ready. When I clean your house, when I come to take pictures, nobody wants to see your underwear on your bathroom floor. Make your bed. Just the little things that make a huge difference.
You guys complement one another. So, James, you mostly have information to help a buyer. Nicole, you have information that can help a seller. So, I didn't realize that when we decided to do these shows. So, this is working out perfectly. There are huge surprises to home buyers after they purchase the house. A lot of people think that as long as they can handle the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, they're looking at the money that they have to spend monthly for that, but they don't realize maintenance and the upkeep. So it's great that you point these things out. Look, you're going to have to do this, and it's, you know, something that's going to cost you, well, we don't quote prices, but maybe a range, and just say you realize that this is going to be immediate, this might be down the road. And that's what the home inspection is for.
Yeah.
Do you, when you're working with buyers, either one of you, do you suggest or recommend a home inspection? Because the last several years, we've seen a lot of buyers waive them.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about waiving home inspections?
I never recommend it.
Neither do I.
There's realtors that do.
Well, you know, I think that the market was wild during COVID and a little after, and I think that people were making some very rash decisions. And, you know, a part of that were realtors who were telling them, oh, just waive a home inspection. Well, I'm sure they heard from a lot of people after the fact because they did that.
Well, it's a risk that they take, because if you get to the closing table and, you know, let's say 2 months down the road, something happens with the house, you can't blame the realtor for that. You know, you decided to waive that inspection. Now, if it's going to cost you thousands of dollars, that's on you, you know?
The biggest cost surprises to home buyers, you know, if property taxes go up, renovations were more costly than expected. Utilities were a lot more expensive than they planned for. Roof work, homeowners insurance, and maintenance were also more expensive than anticipated. Not including mortgage payments, the report found that the average buyer spends an additional $17,500 on their home every year. This includes utilities, maintenance, home improvement projects, property taxes, and homeowners insurance. Utilities took up the majority, but maintenance wasn't far behind, followed by renovations. Painting and staining was the most popular type of maintenance, followed by plumbing, and then major appliance replacement. In addition to maintenance, home renovation projects are another costly expense, but many homeowners are planning to tackle them within the next 5 years. So maybe updating the kitchen, remodeling the bathroom, some outdoor improvements such as landscaping and fencing are the most common projects planned. With the cost of everything skyrocketing and inflation, it's no surprise homeowners are feeling the pinch when it comes to keeping up with their homes. 85% said inflation has affected their cost of home ownership, and 35% said that it impacted them in a major way. Despite those challenges and surprises, 91% of homeowners said they feel proud about owning a home. 81% said it's still part of the American dream.
Right. And you look around what they're doing here, they want to raise the water bill by 25%. And what is it? It's almost $100 a month now.
Well, how about
insurance is going through the roof. Everything's going through the roof.
How about in January, the water company did not send out a bill. I didn't get one at my home. I didn't get one at the office.
Oh,
my mother didn't get
one. Why?
And my mother didn't get one. And guess what they did in February?
They double billed you.
Yeah. They double billed and then penalties.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's a racket. It's a racket.
Okay. So I just had to put that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to what you were saying, so a lot of buyers, when they go look at the properties, the first thing they want to do is a kitchen. They want to do floors and stuff. So me working with first-time home buyers, usually what I tell them is, let's look at the foundation. Mm-hmm. Let's look at the basement. Let's make sure that, there's no mold. There's, the furnace is working. There's no termite damage, things like that. And then when they realize these things, then they sort of realize, okay, we can do all those other big projects later on and focus on what needs to be done here if they really want that house.
I remember I was showing people a house one time. They were friends of mine. And every house we would go on, it was in Greenridge, and they had the wood porches. So every porch I would go on, I would do like a little jump, to see what it's like. And they would go, what are you doing? I said, come over here. I said, jump in that spot. And it would be spongy. So it was the joke. So every house we would go to, all the kids and everybody, they'd be jumping on the porch. Yeah. So. But that's it. You got to point these things out to people. They don't realize that till after they're in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're looking mostly at the kitchen, the bathrooms.
Yeah, it's true. And a lot of these, what I've noticed, a lot of sellers will remodel certain things, around the house, but these major things that need to be done don't get done. And then they leave that on the buyer.
Right. And that could be a surprise.
Don't forget the roof.
Right.
It's a big one.
Nicole.
Yes.
We're headed towards political season.
Yes.
And, I think it's going to get ugly. Again.
Of course it is.
All right. Well, we're not going to talk about politics.
No.
But do you have any tips for sellers during political season?
Yeah. Don't put signs in your yard if you can help it.
But everybody wants to let everybody know who they back.
Right. Take your flags, your political flags down, your signs down. I don't necessarily care who you vote for or who you support, but it turns out a lot of people do. So, if it's 50-50, you don't want to eliminate 50% of people that may be interested.
I don't know that it's 50-50.
I don't think I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, well, especially where we live. I think it's like 98% to 2%.
Right.
And that's just I keep my mouth shut and my head straight forward. I just can't do it. But anyway,
right.
I know depending on the mood I'm in or that Pat's in, we've walked into establishments that have had pictures because they're very proud supporters of whomever.
Right.
We won't say who. And we've turned around and walked out. So I get what you're saying. I think that's good advice.
Right.
Because somebody's going to keep driving. I can't tell you how many times agents have taken pictures of the homes that we're selling and marketing, and I've had to scrub the political signs out of the picture.
Oh, yeah.
I might agree with the political signs or not agree. It doesn't matter. But whatever the case is, I take them out.
Yeah. I ask them very nicely to remove them. Some people are like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. We shouldn't have this. We'll take it down. Others don't want to, and that's fine, too. That's your right. So...
Yeah, but it's good advice.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if you're going to list your property and, you support one party or whatever, if you want people to come and take a look at your house, taking that sign off or flag or whatever will, bring more attention to your property.
It's just a distraction. Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. It's like personal photos. You ask people to take down that type of stuff. I mean... Why not political things?
Yeah, and I had a seller one time she had a large picture in her living room, in the first room you walked into, and it was of a naked woman, her and their backside. And so she had asked me, it's true, it's a true story. She had asked me if she should take it down. I'm glad she asked me because I don't know how I would have. I don't know if I even would have said anything at all.
Oh, I would have.
Yeah. So she did take it down and replace it with another picture, but that would have been real tricky for photos. I guess I could have just taken that out too and made it just a plain wall. But yeah. So but I've had actual realtors that worked in our company that no longer work in our company that have been offended that the American flag were in their sellers' pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Oh, I don't either. But
I believe in having an American flag. I don't know. I'm always drawn to places that have an American flag.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
With the flag? I'm good with the flag. I mean, we do live here, right?
Right. This is the country that we live in and we support.
Right.
So, yeah, okay. Other flags, I'm not so sure about. Controversial flags.
Right.
You're listening to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Nicole Clark, top producer, #1 in 2023 at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. James Caceres, bilingual realtor, #2 top producer with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, talking about working with their buyers and sellers here today. Pat, would you like to review a listing, please?
Yes. Have you been looking around for the perfect house and can't find what you want in this market? Maybe you should consider building your home. How about that? And we have the perfect piece of property for that. We have 2 acres of land that's been level and cleared, and it's on O'Hara Road in Springbrook Township for $79,000. This home, it's on a corner. It's got 500 feet of road frontage. The property, it's been surveyed. It's been perk tested. It's been approved for a driveway. So this one is all squared away. This one is just ready to build on. Septic and well will be needed. So that's over 2 acres of land on O'Hara Road in Springbrook Township for $79,000. And that's listed by Gail Lewis of our office.
Thank you to our sponsor this week, Disaster Blaster. During these cold Northeast PA winters, frozen pipes, ice dams, and leaks are common, and you may be wondering who you should call for help. The answer is Disaster Blaster. With decades of experience with insurance claims, they have the skills, training, and expertise to get your house back to normal as quickly as possible. When disaster strikes, Disaster Blaster is here to make things right. Call 570-963-1123. That's 570-963-1123 and visit www.disasterblaster.com. We'll be right back with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. When considering to sell or buy a home, why choose Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate? Let me tell you why. 70% of home buyers settle for the first agent they meet, and many regret it. 90% of home sellers hire an agent, but was it the right choice? Don't have agent remorse. I'm Jackie Ruddy, and I've been in and around the real estate business for most of my life. And at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, we've been selling real estate for half a century. But we do not do it halfway. You deserve better than average. Average doesn't help you. We know it's all about you and what you need. Century 21 is the #1 in brand awareness, is the most recognized name in real estate, and is the most respected in the industry. In this market, if you dream big, you need to move fast. So it makes perfect sense to contact Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, 570-344-6724, and visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. Thanks for tuning in to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm here. I'm Jackie Ruddy. I'm the broker. I'm here with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
And we're back with lots of interesting things to talk about today.
And Nicole Clark, top producer in 2023 with our office. James Caceres, #2 producer for 2023. Both realtors, full-time realtors with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. James is bilingual, speaking Spanish as well as English. So we love to talk about that too. We were talking in the first half of the show about what we want buyers and sellers to know, right? So Pennsylvania Association of Realtors recently came out with an article about this. #1 on the list, what realtors want sellers to know. The market determines the price, not the realtor, not the seller. Will bear what somebody's willing to purchase.
Wait a minute. My neighbor sold his house for $395,000, so I'm going to list my house for $479,000, and I'm going to get it.
Why? Because you have an extra half bath?
Yeah, because I want it.
All right.
My favorite is, I have an in-ground pool, so that's $100,000 more.
Sometimes pools add value and sometimes they don't.
Right.
Okay. Marketing counts more than you think. Nicole touched on that in the first half. Have everything ready before listing your home. So don't ask the realtor because you put it off to skip some vital steps, because if you cut corners, if the agent cuts corners, the seller can wind up hurting themselves in the long run.
I just had this happen. I had sellers who had a lot of things inside and out. And I knew it was going to be a struggle. And so the whole time, how's that going? Oh, good. We're getting rid of stuff. Well, morning of the closing, they decided it was a good idea to get a dumpster that day at 6 a.m. Well, I, didn't understand that, but it is what it is. It snowed the night before, so we had a lot of snow. So, of course, the dumpster was delayed. The closing's not going to be delayed for snow unless it's something significant. So that morning was a nightmare, running around, trying to get everything, and the dumpster came 3 hours late. We actually had to move the closing back because we had no other choice at this point, because they weren't going to be ready. But the problem is the dumpster wasn't picked up before the closing. They just thought, we put our stuff in a dumpster, so we're good to go. No, the dumpster should be removed from the property as well. So they ended up leaving a $2,500 escrow. And then they had till 5 o'clock that night to have it removed. The dumpster guy showed up at 4:57, so all was well, and the dumpster was removed. But everything was down to the second. And
So money was held back from the seller's proceeds at closing and held
Right.
with the attorney until that was taken care of. Is
Right.
that what you mean when you say escrow?
yes, that's exactly what I mean. But it never had to be this way.
No.
No.
But they put off, and people do that. They put off to the last minute, and that could have turned bad. That could have gotten ugly. The buyer could have walked.
The buyer absolutely was thinking about walking that morning.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. Mm-hmm. So number 3 from Pennsylvania Association of Realtors, take out the emotions and think about business income. That's really hard for people that have raised a family in a home. It was a family homestead. There's a lot of memories. A lot of people get very sentimental and emotional during, especially the negotiations, and can't look at it as a business transaction. And it's easier said than done, but that's good advice to think of it as a business. And number 4, you're going to love this, guys. A realtor's job is never finished. I have 184 things, a printout. I'm not going to bore you with the 184 things that a realtor does during the transaction, but there's probably more than that. And it talks about all the different things that we do from start to finish. So, we could literally work around the clock, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Contracts have dates and time stipulations. Time is of the essence. We work weekends, nights, vacations, holidays, during family gatherings.
Wait a minute. I can't call my lawyer on Thanksgiving at 2:00 in the afternoon and expect him to pick it up. But if I call you, my realtor, you better pick up at 2:00 on Thanksgiving. I love the call we got on Easter Sunday one day a few years ago that there was a water leak coming from a house we had listed. So they don't.
That was Christmas Day.
Oh, it's Christmas. That's even better than Easter.
Yeah, and the listing agent didn't know about it, but you and I went over.
Yeah, we had to take
while
care of it.
the fire truck pumped out the basement.
Right.
Yeah.
The owners are nowhere to be found, but the realtors will take care of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like fun.
But we do. We sacrifice a lot for our clients. We put our clients before ourselves, and we want the result to be to get them at the settlement table. And I don't think people realize that. But quickly, guys, I want to hear from you. What do sellers leave behind in their house that you've come across time and time again, and that you would rather not see? Not so much you, but clients of yours would rather not see.
Guns. People don't want to see your guns. Put them away. Lock them up. It's just unsafe. Drugs. If you're on prescription medication, put that stuff away. Lock that stuff up. If you smoke marijuana, don't leave your bong in the middle of your living room. Adult toys and things. Yeah. Put those away. I see those way too much, and I shouldn't, and neither should anybody else.
And you've had experience with this too, James.
Yes.
Where clients have decided to pass on the actual viewing because... Absolutely.
So if you're a seller and you have tenants living at your property, and we have a showing coming, I've had situations where buyers would walk into the property and the tenants had just recently finished smoking. So now the house smells, like marijuana. And you got people that are coming to look at the property with their families. They're bringing their mom, their dad, children. You don't want them smelling that. Same thing with, the situation with Nicole. You have these people who leave guns around the house and, sex toys, and, it's just inappropriate. And, especially if you know that someone's coming to look at the property. These are things.
If it's listed, I mean, hello, it's on the market.
Nicole Clark, James Caceres, both top producers with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. How does someone get in touch with you?
They can call me at 570-352-7106. They can email me at enj_realtor@icloud.com, or they can reach me at the office at 570-344-6724.
Oh, after what we've been talking about, I'll definitely come back again. And my number is 570-881-6443.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. We're out of time. Thanks for joining the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.